Welcome to Comics on Parole. My name is Dan Glazer. We have a big show lined up. Well, it's not really a big show, but the people that are on it are big. I'm big. I'm about 30 pounds overweight. We have another big comic coming on. But, so, before we get started, I'd just like to... Al, did you know that last week the Comics on Parole received 1,000 likes on Facebook?
Really?
I just wish my mom would find something else better to do. And as a result of me posting jokes, I received 112 likes this last month.
Just last month?
Yes, but Facebook received 200,006 requests to add a dislike button. And have you been suffering from allergies, Vanessa?
Nope.
I've been suffering terribly for allergies, and it fixed my hearing. I can hardly hear a thing. That's really improved my marriage. Okay, now let's get over here. Let's welcome to the stage the young and talented Vanessa Hundley, the DJ.
Yay, me. Okay.
Vanessa,
Hi.
before you make your announcements,
Yes.
I'd like to just say one thing if I could. Okay.
Do you ever say just one thing?
No, I don't. No, I don't. But we are, if you all know, we have the Comics on Parole open mic at Jerry Farber's side door at the Punchline. On Piedmont and Roswell Road. However, we are losing that facility, and the Punchline is taking over, which the Punchline is a wonderful club. Yay.
Yay.
The Landmark is not... They are going to be improving their menu because the new chef, they just announced their new chef today, which is going to be Jerry Farber, the former comedian. He is the new chef for the club, so the food is going to be a lot better. But anyway,
very corny, though.
So we're leaving the Punchline, and we wish the best of luck to Punchline. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful club, and I think it'll do very well there. So what we're doing is we're moving the Comics on Parole open mic to the Atlanta Comedy Theater on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. It's at 4650 Jimmy Carter Boulevard. All you do is take 85 going north, exit Jimmy Carter, take a right, and you'll see on your right the Atlanta Comedy Theater. And they are going to have big name stars like the Punchline is going to have. And so our open mic is going to be every Wednesday. It's going to be a short open mic, just 45 minutes. Comics show up at 8 o'clock, and it's a show up, go up. But I've been ordered to keep it clean. Clean, no 4-letter words, 5-letter words, or 6-letter words. Clean, because I've been told to say that. So open mic next Wednesday is only going to be a 30-minute show-up-go. Next Wednesday it's going to be a 30-minute show-up-go open mic. And after that, they're going to have the regular scheduled open mic, and then a hypnotist is going to be there. So it should be a great show. So we wish luck to the Punchline, and we wish us luck moving the open mic to Atlanta Comedy Theater. Put up a picture of the Atlanta Comedy Theater. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful club. It's really classy, very good food, and it's going to be a good time. It's kind of the new hangout for the comics lately,
I'm about
too.
to say, the ones with the car.
Yeah, the what?
I said the ones with the car.
With the car?
Your car.
What does that mean?
You got to drive.
Oh, the ones with the car, yes, or
Yes.
bicycle. So anyway, and the hypnotist is going to be Master Hypnotist Gary Conrad next Wednesday after the open mics. So see you next Wednesday. Okay, now we're introducing our friend and your friend and the Comics on Parole mascot, Miss DJ Vanessa Hundley.
It's me.
What announcements do you have today, Vanessa?
Well, today, okay, so going into November, things are still, cooking along on a fairly busy track, but these are the upcoming events over the next week or two, give or take. Let's see, today's Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Yes, okay, great. So Thursday night, karaoke at G's Midtown. This is musicology karaoke, which means every Thursday we have a theme so we can teach other people about music and learn about the music you want to teach us about. Every time we have a theme, it's either an era-based or some kind of holiday-based. We did our holiday theme one, our Halloween theme one last week, and that was a lot of fun. This week's theme is 50s and 60s. Remember, you don't have to sing in theme, but if you do, you get entered into a drawing for $25 in G's House Cash. Saturday, I'm doing a special event. It's called Expressions. It's a benefit for the Atlanta Mission. It's at Studio 630, which is 630 Travis Street Northwest in Atlanta, Georgia. That phone number is 678-837-5670 if you want to find out more there. And what that is a night of inspirational spoken word and uplifting music played by moi. This fundraiser is to benefit the Atlanta Mission, which is an organization dedicated to providing services for homeless men, women, and children. The cover includes fabulous mocktails, because they're not serving alcohol, and heavy hors d'oeuvres. It's a great way to give back. Your tickets are $25, and you can go to my website, which I'm going to tell you about in a few seconds, so you can get a direct link for those tickets. Also, on Sunday, November 15th, is the Kate's Club Memorial Walk, and that's going to be at Piedmont Park this year. We switched to another location. It's really taken off. Kate's Club is an organization that helps children that have lost a sibling or a parent. And this memorial walk is a great way for them all to get together. They make beautiful signs. They remember their loved ones. If there's any way you want to reach out and help them, you can find out more about that organization at www.katesclub.org. And I debuted my show last night.
Yeah, how did it go?
Yay, it went great. Had some first time things we all do on our first time.
And it's a DJ show. Do you play music and all this?
I do. I showcase new music that you're not likely to hear on the radio, or also I have a section I call Resurrection, where I talk about some of my favorite older songs and tell you really interesting things about them.
You should do theme shows, like one show do a sock hop. One show do a pajama party.
Well, we have a lot of room to grow with this.
Yeah, one show do a Botox party.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're going to give away all my ideas.
Okay, very good.
Okay, and don't forget, of course, Sundays as well at G's Midtown is our Sunday Fun Day karaoke, and that's from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., and that's every Sunday. So Sundays, Thursdays, karaoke at G's. Don't forget Expressions this Saturday, and mark your calendars for December 19th, because that is the U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots Jingle Mingle. This will be my 12th year doing that one. So guys, come out. We've raised millions of dollars in toys and donations for Toys for Tots over the years. So.
Okay. We have 20 more minutes if you want to make more announcements.
I could.
We can put the guest on next week.
I mean...
No. Good luck on your show. I'm just kidding. Man that laugh track, because we have a funny comedian on. Thank you for all your announcements. Oh, and they can find you at, what's the website?
Yep, that part is the www.audioprisment.com. So that's Prism, Prism, like Mary, prison.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now we want to. Well, wait. You gotta play the bumper music for this. Play your bumper music. Now we welcome to the stage a very talented young man. He's known as Primetime Steve. I'm not sure why he's known as Primetime Steve, but welcome to the Parole Desk, Primetime Steve.
All right.
Dance, can you do?
No, not at all.
Why are you known as Primetime Steve?
Okay, well, I did, before I became a comedian, actually,
You were a theater major, right?
I did a lot of theater, lived in New York, L.A. for a while.
Did you work at theater in L.A., New York?
Mm-hmm, I did, yeah.
Plays, off-Broadway, on Broadway?
On Broadway and touring casts, yeah.
What? What play?
I was in Rent.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in
That's
Rent.
a musical, right?
It is.
And what else?
I was also in Les Mis.
What?
And then I did the touring cast of Guys and Dolls out in L.A.
Really? What part?
I was Nicely.
Wait a second. You were in pretty big shows.
Yeah.
I just have to touch him real quick.
But the thing is, I tried to find something on Wikipedia about you, and there was nothing. And now you tell me this. I'm depressed.
You're depressed.
I'm depressed. But, okay, so how long were you in Les Mis? Blah, blah, blah?
For about...
It's a very hard word to say.
Just under 2 years.
Say it.
Les Miserables.
It's very hard to say. Say it 5 times fast.
Les Miserables, Les Miserables, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. What was your part in Les Miserables?
I was Monsieur Thondier.
And is that the detective?
That's the master of the house.
Oh, that's a big part.
Yeah.
And how long did you say you did it?
Almost 2 years.
Did you have to move on and let someone else take your part after 2 years?
I went and I was part of a touring cast. We toured all over we did the Canadian National Tour and then the West Coast Tour.
Okay. And then you were in Rent.
Yes.
Did you have a big part in that?
I had a decent part in that, yeah.
And how long were you in that?
Almost a year.
Why'd you leave New York?
To get married.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, you're still married? Because your girlfriend's right here in the audience.
My girlfriend is here, no.
It wasn't good bringing her here if you're still married.
The young lady that I was going to marry, we decided to move down here.
Well, could you move back if you didn't get married?
I considered it, but I wound up teaching school instead.
Theater?
I taught theater at East Coweta High School.
So how was your experience in New York on Broadway?
I miss it every day.
You should have gone back.
I miss it every day. I miss it every day.
How long ago was that?
Let me see. I left New York in 2002.
Yeah, the cost of living's gone up a lot.
Oh yeah, no, I had a rent-controlled apartment over in.
And you gave it up? You out of your mind?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's really it's an honor to have you on now.
Well, thank you.
That you've been on Broadway.
Thank you. I'm so glad that I could be here for you.
Okay, now, before we get into another segment of a movie, Vacation, that you were in, so tell me what brought on the comedy scene.
Oh, well, as well, Bryn Allison.
Yeah, I know Bryn. Yeah. You worked with her.
She and I started Hysterical Events together.
Yes,
she and her husband, Jay Revis. And Bryn is my high school friend. She was my best friend from high school.
Oh, my God.
And she called me and said, I'm going to start doing this open mic thing. Would you like to help me produce it? And I said, sure. I'd never done it. I'd always loved comedy.
Yes.
Always wanted to do comedy.
Yes.
Never thought I was funny enough to do comedy.
No, you're very good.
Well, thank you. But I said, sure, I'll help you produce it as long as I don't have to perform.
Right. Why didn't you want to perform?
Well, it's always that one thing. If it's not scripted, it terrifies the hell out of me.
Right.
Improv terrifies me. If it's not scripted, it terrifies me. And so she said, that's fine. And then the second week that we did a show, we started off at the Cheyenne Grill over in Buckhead.
Right.
And she said, I need you to host.
Uh-huh.
I said, this goes completely against our original agreement.
Yeah.
And she said, thank you.
By the way, I liked your Pebbles shirt you're wearing on. Okay. Looks like Flintstone Pebbles shirt. Okay, go ahead.
Yabba dabba. All right, so she said, I know it goes against our original agreement, but I really need you to perform. So I went up and I performed, and I didn't tell any jokes.
Yeah.
Just kind of...
She's kind of like me when I perform. I don't tell jokes.
I just straight out hosted, started introducing people, and every single one of the comics came up to me afterwards, and they said, if you're going to do this in the future, you need to write a 5-minute set.
Right,
you got to warm up the crowd. Yeah. And so I said, all right, fine. So I went home, and I just really, really struggled and wrote and threw away tons and tons of material that I didn't deem worthy enough. And I came up with about 4.5, 5 minutes.
It's hard. People have no idea how hard this really is.
And especially to get started, because here's the thing about comedy, you have to find your voice. You have to find who you are on stage, because you can't be like everybody else is on stage. You can't emulate this one and this one and this one, because all you're doing then is you're just taking what they've done and you're copying.
You know what I liked about Bryn in that show? Whenever I did it, no one laughed at any of my jokes but Bryn. Bryn would laugh no matter what, because she wanted the show to seem funny.
Oh yeah, no, here's Bryn had she's got that laugh that will carry above all the other laughs too, and she was fantastic. She was great to have in the audience.
Now let's quickly go on to Vacation.
Okay.
So Stephen was in the movie Vacation. So explain what your scene was with this latest movie, Vacation, because the other movie he was not born yet. So, were you born yet?
I was born,
but you were itty bitty then. Right?
I was a little guy. Yeah.
Little guy. So, explain what your scene was in Vacation.
Well, initially I had auditioned for a part that was supposed to take place in an indie casino. I don't know if that was actually a part of the original movie or if that was just a scene that they had us reading.
Right.
But they said at the end of the audition, the lady that was auditioning me, she said, if you could do anything in this movie that you wanted to, if you could play any character, who would you play? And I said, I think that, there ought to be a nod to John Candy somewhere in this, And she said, that's fantastic. Can you show me a little bit? And I said, yeah, I guess. And so I just did a quick John Candy impression from the original Vacation movie.
Yeah.
And she said, all right, well, we'll give you a call. And I was not expecting a call. I really wasn't. And it took about a month.
Were you the same character, essentially?
I was supposed to be his son.
Yeah.
They actually wrote a part based on that.
That was a good idea.
So I had a scene with Chevy at the very end of the movie. It was supposed to be an Easter egg scene that would go as the credits were rolling. And I was supposed to be John Candy's son, Officer Lashkey. And I recognized...
Did you talk like him? He had a funny way of talking.
Oh, yeah. No, I
do the pressure, do it.
Gee whiz, Clark, it's been a long time since the last time you were here at Wally World.
Was that your line?
No, it's just a little bit. I don't remember exactly what the lines were, but it was a lot of me pulling out a picture, an old crumpled-looking picture of Chevy Chase and John Candy, and I'm looking at it. And I stuff it back in my shirt, and I go up and I make a beeline and tell him that he has to behave himself. In Wally World, and he says, fine. And as he starts to walk away, I pull out the BB gun with the price tag on it. And I said, oh, by the way, Pop wanted me to give you one of these, and I got to shoot him in the ass 3 times with a BB gun.
Really? And you do talk, when you said it, you talked the way, he had his lips are all...
Yes, absolutely. And I wore the glasses. And
that's hilarious. And that was your idea.
Yeah, if you're going to do a vacation that harkens back to the original movie, you've got to pay homage to the people that really made that movie special.
Now, the scene did not get in the video.
It didn't.
In the movie. However, it may get on video.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I still got paid from it, which was great, and I got to work with Chevy Chase, which was fantastic.
How was that?
Surreal.
Surreal?
Yeah, it's Chevy he's got a reputation. And
what's his reputation?
He's an asshole. But he was really nice to me. He really was. He was very courteous.
Did you talk to? You all talk to him?
No, he didn't talk very much off camera. But I found that once he was on set, he tended to try to stay in that Clark Griswold.
Really?
Kind of. He wanted to stay in that so that he could capture every moment possible.
Yeah.
He never did the scene the same way twice.
How many times did you do the scene?
We were there for almost 5 hours, and it was a 3-minute scene.
And so you ad-libbed some of it?
Oh, he did.
He did.
I was... When he turned around and he was Clark Griswold looking at me, I looked at the director. I said, "We have to do this again."
Yeah. Oh, you said that?
Yeah, I was like, because I can't even look at him and speak right now because it's that. I've only ever seen him on the big
but you got to be very careful with that. If you get another big scene with a big star, because I've heard this. There's someone I knew. They had a friend that got on a TV show with a big star, and she was so in awe she couldn't talk, and they kicked her off. Because they don't want you to be, so be careful the next big scene you get. But it was your idea. That was a big honor. That was your idea.
I had met the executive producer at the restaurant I worked at, and he's the one that kind of gave me the opportunity to audition for.
But that's like an old-time Hollywood story, someone being at the Derby in L.A. and they get discovered. Now, okay, I watched your video from Laughing Skull set.
It's a long time ago.
It was a very good set, funny. But the producer of the show called me and said, "Dan, we love the set, but there's too many 4-letter words in it. We can't play it. So as your punishment, I'm leaving the stage, and you're going to do a set."
Okay.
And see, the reason I didn't tell you were going to be doing a set, because if I did, you would have said no. So you have no choice now, but we have a laugh track. I like the pie thing, but you do what you're comfortable with. You have a good pie set. Are you okay with this?
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
Why not?
If I can get my foot out of this chair. Take it away.
Well, gosh, this is the most awkward thing I've ever done in my entire life. That's, except internet dating. I do a lot of internet dating. I met my girlfriend online. I don't know if anybody out there does a lot of internet dating, but you're watching this on a web show, so I imagine that you're fairly familiar with your computer. My problem with internet dating is I never knew exactly what sites I was supposed to join, because there's so many. And where do I fit in the internet dating world? I have no idea. Because, I don't fit into blackpeoplemeet.com. You know what I mean? I went on the site to blackpeoplemeet.com because I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And then I saw they spelled meat, M-E-E-T, and I was like, I'm not going to find out what I need to know here. They spell meat 2 different ways. Okay? I don't fit into J-Date, which is for Jewish singles. And likewise, I don't fit into H-Date, which is for singles who have herpes. That's a real thing. Aren't you glad they're sticking together on that? Yeah? There's so many, There's Amish dating websites. What the hell do Amish need a dating website for, If anybody out here can tell me how that's supposed to work, the farmersonly.com, that's a real thing. It's for farmers and ranchers and good old country folk, because the sheep have caught wise to their advantage. I don't know why they need their own website either. I need to take you on the road with me. That's what I need. I need all this, including the laugh track. Bring it with you. But I was single for a long time. I finally met somebody, a very wonderful, beautiful woman. But I was single for a long time, and it was a good thing that I was single too, because I found that I lost touch with the female of the species. Okay, I didn't understand a lot, like purses, women's purses. I don't get women's purses, because it doesn't matter how big or small your purse is, you can never find anything in that purse, can you, ladies? It could be a clutch and you're going out to a club and all you've got room in there for is a couple of dollars to tip the valet, your credit card, and your ID. You can't find 2 of the 3 items that you put in that purse. My girlfriend and I, when we go out to dinner nowadays, she'll thrust her purse at me at the end of the meal and she'll say, I don't know, I just need my car keys and my cell phone. And now I'm all pissed off because I have to strap a headlamp on and go spelunking in this thing. I'm like, I don't know what kind of Mary Poppins voodoo magic you ladies put on your purses and everything. I opened up her purse one time, there was an empty jar in her purse. So what do you need a jar for? She said, in case I need to carry something. I said, you know what a definition of a purse is, don't you? It's the same thing, the definition of a jar and a purse is the same thing. It's an empty vessel that you put other things in to carry. Found a pair of pantyhose in there. It's like, what do you need pantyhose in here for? She goes, in case I get a run in these. I said, let me show you something. And I pulled out my wallet. I said, this is what I carry. And trust me, there's not a spare pair of underwear in here in case something bad goes down.
You did that very well. You're natural.
Thank you.
It shows me the fact that you thought of that idea to do the John Candy thing right on the spot when they try. You're very good.
Well, thank you.
And next time you get a big shot with a big star, don't act like he's your neighbor, like you've known him for years.
Well, after a little while, when we got to the part where I was supposed to shoot him, he had a different reaction on his face every time, and it would keep cracking me up. And after about the 3rd time, I looked at him and I said, can we have a little consistency here, Chevy?
You said that?
I don't. He was like, absolutely not. You're professional. Let's do this. And I was like, great.
So he was having fun.
I looked at everybody. I was like, strap in because we're going to be here for a while.
But he was having a good time. It took 5 hours to film.
He was having a really nice time. Yeah.
That's wonderful. You did a very good job. Everyone clap. Now, right now we're going to do we got carried away with the show. You could have gone on for an hour.
Probably.
Okay. We want to do a shout out to a local Atlanta comics. There's a lot of comics coming out of Atlanta, and they're becoming very big name. This Atlanta born and raised and while in college he got the comedy bug. His name is Louis Ramey. He has been on Comedy Central. He wrote for Comedy Central. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yeah.
He tours the country, and he used to perform many times at Jerry Farber's Side Door when he was young.
Yeah.
As Chris Tucker did. So right now, let's show a set for Louis Ramey.
Man, how's everybody doing tonight? All right, I have a question for everybody in the
I recently been doing a lot of traveling. I recently went to a little town called Houma, Louisiana. Anybody here ever been to Houma? Count your blessings. Homa's about 30 miles south of New Orleans, if that gives you an idea of what year it is there. I'm there all week. My first show is Wednesday night. I walk on stage, I do my show, I get off stage. Guy walks up to me after the show. First words out of his mouth, "Woo! You are funny!" Man, I'll tell you right now, I was watching your show, man, I almost shit my pants. I'm telling you right now. Well, you're going places. I'm telling you that right now. You are going places. And I ain't trying to blow no smoke up your ass. I'll be honest with you. I don't even like black people. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. He goes, "Man, I'll tell you, I was watching you on that stage. You were doing your jokety joke. And I looked over at my brother who was sitting next to me. My brother looks over. He goes, it's a shame. Louis must be lonely in that hotel. You know, just sitting around. He don't know nobody, just sitting around all day watching BET. I wish there was something we could do to, you know, show him the beauty of Houma. And then I remembered, hell, we're going hunting on Saturday. So I thought I'd come over and ask you if you'd like to come hunting with us on Saturday. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did consider it. You know, I asked the two most important questions. What are we hunting? And do I get a gun? You know, shit, I just want a fighting chance. So, I tell him no. Tell him no, go away. 2 minutes later, club owner walks over and asks me if I want to go hunting on Saturday. I ask a few more questions this time. I find out there's a big charity event going on. A lot of comedians, actors, producers going on this big outdoorsy charity event to raise money for diabetes. And he wanted to know if I wanted to participate. I said, well, you know, it's for a good cause. I'll do it. Plus, I like new experiences, you know. Yeah. I live in New York. I don't shoot anything unless it's touching my car. So I said, all right, I'll do it. They told me I had the wrong clothes. I had to go out to the Army surplus store. And I went out and I went crazy. I bought waterproof boots with the camo pants, camo jacket with the camo t-shirt, camo hat with the camo mosquito net and the camo makeup. I was a woodland ninja. I show up Saturday morning. I am camo head to toe. I got the twigs and the hat. 2 guys almost peed on me. Now, I don't know if you've ever gone hunting before, but if you have, you know what happens next. The guy comes over with a safety vest, bright orange vest, goes down to here, looks like a Steve Harvey dinner jacket. Well, spring collection. And I look at him, I go, bro, do I have to wear this? This kind of ruins the look I was going for. I was going for that commando look, and now I look like a crossing guard. He says, sir, you have to wear that because we're hunting deer, and we don't want anyone to mistake you for a deer. Which is one of those things that sounds stupid, but you can't really argue with the logic behind it. You're like, bro, okay, all right. Yeah, what are you gonna say? Secondly, sir.
And you're from Louisiana.
I'm actually from Houma, Louisiana, where he was talking about, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it accurate?
Yeah, no, he was talking about my cousin. It's a story we've told for a couple of years now in our family.
Listen, did you ever go to Gotham? New York City?
I have been to Gotham, yeah.
We have a comedy group called Jew and the Black Guy. Do you know Jew and the Black Guy?
Absolutely.
They just perform at Gotham, and after the show, the mother to Everyone Loves Raymond was there, and she's a comic.
Oh, yeah, no, she's been a comic
She's
for
been
years,
doing it, I don't know if she gets paid, but she's been doing it 20 years. They gave her 3 minutes. and I think it's a hobby for her. And then they went out to dinner afterwards. Says you're
no
very
kidding,
nice lady.
huh?
Yeah, very nice lady.
Very cool.
Listen, thank you. Oh, anyway, Louis Ramey, I'm sure he'll be coming back to Atlanta soon. Hopefully he'll be performing at Jerry Farber's Side Door. Oh, there is no more Side Door. Jerry Farber's, wherever he is, I hope he'll come back. And remember, in Thanksgiving, Jerry Farber will be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, like the Comics on Parole open mic will be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater every Wednesday, 45 minutes, come up, go up, show up. Anyway, thank you so much
thank you very much
Primetime Steve, for coming on Comics on Parole. See you next week.
Bye.
We don't know who will be on, but they will be here.